costing $175 a month just for on that. And it's just like, that was just way overkill.
No, yeah.
Okay.
So you have it on gravity, yeah?
Well, it's gravity. There is 2 pumps in there, but you got to do the math on the pumps and how much wattage it puts out times your kilowatts times the amount per kilowatts. And changing over the pumps, the electricity dropped $65, $70.
Nice. That's awesome.
So that was another thing, you know. It's like we can't afford $200 a month in electricity because we ain't getting $200 worth of vegetables. You know, that's not balanced, right?
Yeah.
So when we change, but when you get the pumps, you have to do the math and figure out, you know.
But then the fish, when they're ready, do they start paying off, or?
Yeah, there's market for that. But,
Yeah.
you know, you got to go Department of Health kitchen and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only problem. You could probably take it live to some restaurant and tell them, you know, or get on Craigslist and sell them.
Yeah.
If you got that many, however, okay, if you do the study on the fish and there's that many in the tank, they are not going to breed because they know it's not safe for the cases. And they're real interesting because the father, when the babies hatch, the father will keep them all in their mouth.
Oh.
So when there's any distress in the water, they all go whoop, right into the father's mouth.
That's interesting.
Like, I like
kind
that.
of like the seahorse,
I
the
like
male
that.
carries,
Yeah, I like
the
that.
babies
Daddy
and
takes
stuff.
care of the babies.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's not bad at all. Get those flop, yeah.
But there's so many in there now, so they're not going to be breeding because they know it's not safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they know the baby's going to be eaten.
Yeah. Well, even it's like, even what we would save in, like, just food, just growing, like, food to eat at the house and, like, having, like, the fish and all that kind of stuff to eat, what we would save would probably help, you know, with that.
But, you know, and then if you do your studies of what does well with aquaponics, you get lettuce, parsley, whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to do your little homework on what goes well.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to call up my friend Glenn.
She got kale.
As soon as I
What
can
else she has?
and find out.
This is here, just your nose over there.
Oh, that's so nice, the basil. Oh, it's so nice.
And this was just 2 months.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful.
And then the lima beans are rotting though.
There's so much pesto.
So right now the lima beans will go for the next seed. That's how we're going to use that.
They weren't ready, or did you just?
They're rotting. There was too much water in it, so we kind of moved it around this morning. So that's another thing you have to figure out, yeah.
Yeah,
and that's why the lima beans should be over on that side because there's less water on that side and more light, yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just figuring out the schematics on how you're gonna put everything.
Yep.
You know, and not having tunnel vision, but foresight to foresee how. And this was my foresight actually, was to put these.
Oh, those are great. This is
PVCs,
perfect.
and then eventually just frickin' fly one mosquito net over, and I got a greenhouse.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. And like I said, you can do it all cheap.
Oh yeah, all this stuff is salvageable stuff.
Yeah.
You have some cinder blocks, some plywood, plastic. You know, yeah, it's beautiful. It's one of the best systems I've seen as far as just because of the things it uses to create it are all things that anybody can go and get.
I mean, it wasn't cheap, but in lumber, wood is expensive
lumber,
now,
yeah.
So those, you know, it wasn't cheap to do, but we were gonna do this system, yeah. So the initial university system cost about $800. Okay, that's tank, fish, this, the whole 9 yards. Okay. Styrofoam. Yeah. But it didn't work. It wasn't happening.
Yeah, the styrofoam, I don't even know who in their right mind would.
And then the mosquito library was underneath too. Yeah, it was underneath choke mosquito library.
Yeah, do you have that problem here in this?
No, because the water's constantly turning.
Oh, because it empties out.
Correct.
Right. That's beautiful.
So the water's constantly moving now. So.
Right. Oh, great. Awesome.
You know, the mosquitoes only going when the water's stagnant, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if it empties out though.
The water's constantly moving, so no, they're not going to have. And if they go back in there, they're going to get eaten.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You don't have to cover the tank because
Yeah.
it just is totally. I mean, you gotta cover it to keep debris out, but yeah.
So if you did a bid like this big over one of those plastic tanks from Dell, and did pots half the size, you know, and just make it small scale size, and just start with like
We had where we didn't even have it in pots. We just had containers with the pebbles, and then but I didn't ever see them plant. So maybe they ended up deciding that they wanted to do it like that. But on the system that the guy had, the guy who kind of designed this whole idea he didn't have that either. He just had it all just the pebbles just kind of rolling around, and then you just kind of plant whatever. But the pots seem like a good idea.
Because this is what you want, yeah? This is what you want in the water, yeah?
Right, right.
Because that adds the oxygen in the water, that's all the roots, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you don't have to use as much pebbles either.
Yeah, and the pots just keep it a lot more. And then, plus with the pumps running, we didn't want the cinder going back in and getting ground up in the pump.
Right, that was one of the problems that he was kind of talking about, is that you have to have like a good little filter to keep,
yeah.
you know, so that then you have to kind of clean that out.
But then all the good stuff is going into the filter.
Right, exactly.
And you're losing all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so the pots are...
So that's where the pots came in handy, you know, and it was just like, well, we just can't go, and the cinder's free, all you gotta do is go down there and spray.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, no, we were using like those expensive clay pebbles, you know.
I know.
No, yeah,
cinder's free.
That's
and
beautiful.
That's the whole thing, is to utilize what we have here.
Exactly.
Like you just said, yeah.
So. What did you do? Drill holes here?
Yeah, just like this. This one didn't work. These are all recycled material from up top. He totally lost. But he had two sides and they were coming out this way. And that system didn't work. So we only drilled holes on one side, on the bottom.
Yeah, just on the bottom. So it's straight up gravity coming out of there instead of having to have a lot of pressure to push it out.
But he lost interest in his. He would have been successful if he stuck with it. But it was too slow for him.
Well, yeah, it takes time. You got it with any new system you're trying out, and 2 months is not.
You gotta get out the
that
leaks.
bad.
You know, there's always gonna be something.
Yeah, 2 months is not that bad a time to get all the quirks worked out.
So this one over here is draining the water out.
The big one.
Yeah.
The big one flushes all the water back in, and then what is that other pipe that's?
The one right now, that's just adding oxygen.
That's the oxygen. Okay.
How does that one?
You could add a couple more of those or something for the fish. Maybe.
There's another pump actually attached to that to add oxygen.
That one has a pump on it to shoot it up. And then
there's another pump on the other side where the wires are going in that pumps it back in here into this one here. This is the main feed in here.
That pumps it back into here.
Yeah.
I see. Oh.
And then it drains out the bottom through the big pipe.
Drains out the bottom to the big one.
And these are both doing the same thing.
They're both going.
Okay, so the skinny pipes are both pumping water into the system, and the big pipe is coming it all out.
I see.
And then this is just added oxygen.
Basically, that pump in there is from Walmart, the little fountain pump.
You got the
Walmart.
The pump is came with the green pump.
Oh, perfect.
The pump inside the fountain right now.
Oh, that stuff attached to those.
The water coming out.
Oh, this?
Yeah, it's a small little funky pump from Walmart to the...
Oh.
It's that small little kind of funky pump for the little fountain.
Like fountain right here. Oh, perfect, yeah. Wonderful.
Medium fountain pump. That's all it is. And like I said, if you go do the math on how much voltage and wattage,
if you have a good math person at the space, you'll be
figure out how much, per kilowatt. You can kind of figure out and judge what it's going to cost you.
Yep.
And it shouldn't be more than $20 a month on those small pumps. More than what you